Hey, what's up everybody? I'm SuperSonicJB. Oh no, a crocodile! I can't believe a crocodile somehow got inside my own house. And I live in freaking Ohio! Not to worry though, I know just how to get rid of crocodiles. This is supposed to represent me hitting a gong, but I don't have a gong, so this is the next best thing. Oh look, the crocodile went away. Thank God that actually worked. I mean, if it didn't, then that video game Croc would have lied to me about crocodiles hitting gongs. Look at that Croc over there wearing Crocs while playing Croc on the PS1. Huh, never thought I'd see a crocodile playing a PS1 game. I always thought they were more of an Xbox species. PS1 has a lot of good games, with some of my favorites being platformer games like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. But one platforming series that was kind of forgotten about was this game called Croc. It was a series of 3D platformer games made by Argonaut Software and published by Fox Interactive. It revolved around you playing as a crocodile named Croc, who goes on epic adventures to fight evil and save these creatures known as Gobbos. It was a decently successful series, but not nearly as big as other platformer games back then. The series only got a handful of games, and half of them were exclusive to mobile devices. The series has been dead for several years now, but this year in 2025, we ended up getting a remaster of the very first game called Croc Legend of the Gobbos Remastered, for all systems, except Steam, but it's supposed to come out in the future. This is basically a remake slash remaster of the original Croc game with updated graphics and controls. Now, I've always been a big fan of platformers, but I've never actually played a Croc game before, mostly because the series itself died when I was little. Still though, I thought it'd be a fun idea to check out this remaster and see if it's any good, so without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at Croc Legend of the Gobbos Remastered. I love how the game starts off in a room looking like it was ripped straight out of the 90s, with Croc and other posters in the background. And this sequence is to just show off the Argonaut logo, which is pretty cool and creative. We jump right into the game's opening cutscene, where we see a baby Croc inside a baby carriage floating on a river, where he is then spotted by the king of the creatures, known as Gobbos. They raise him and teach him everything they know until eventually he grows up. Then one day, this evil bad guy named Baron Dante and his minions, called the Dantinis, attack the Gobbos Valley and capture them. Croc manages to escape, so now he must go on an adventure to save all the Gobbos, and now we're free to start playing the game. So this game plays just like any standard 3D platformer. You can jump, attack, ground pound, pick up some gems, etc. There are 4 worlds in total in this game, and each level has you navigate from room to room, or you do some basic platforming or solo puzzle to move on to the next area. At the end of each level, you find a gong that you can ring to beat the stage and move on to the next one. But you can also enter this bonus door at the end if you collect 5 of the colored crystals in the level. It's nice that the game gives you the option to beat the level and move on, but I like going to the bonus rooms. They're a lot of fun. They even have some mini games in them, though some of them aren't the best. Also, these bonus rooms will always have one of the 6 missing Gobbos in them, so it's a pretty good idea to play through them. But yeah, every level in this game has 6 hidden Gobbos to collect. They're pretty easy to find for the most part, though some of them are locked up in jail cells and you'll need to find a key to get them. By collecting these Gobbos, you can unlock a secret level that contains a puzzle piece, and if you get all the puzzle pieces, you'll unlock an extra island with more levels to play through. Here's the thing though, collecting all the Gobbos in the game is the only way to unlock the game's true final boss and see the true ending, which is something I've always hated to do. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like it should never be mandatory to get all the collectibles in the game to take on the true final boss and see the true ending. Like maybe make it some other reward like a cool item or something. Don't make collectibles a mandatory thing. I feel like it's just kind of annoying to do something like this. Anyways, the game controls pretty well for the most part. You can either use an analog stick to move or the D-pad. Using the analog stick basically gives you modern controls, while the D-pad has the tank controls where you can control Croc in the air while jumping, which actually controls pretty well here too. I've never been a big fan of tank controls in games, but here it feels pretty good. In the original game, the tank controls were decent, but the camera was pretty bad, so sometimes they messed up. But here in the remaster, they feel way more responsive, and the camera is so much better. The analog stick controls, however, weren't the best in the PS1 game, but they feel so much better in the remaster. Now, as I said before, there's tons of gems you can come across in a level, and if you collect 100 of them, you get an extra life. Also, as long as you have at least 1 gem on you, you'll be able to take a hit, just like the rings in Sonic the Hedgehog. You can also pick up hearts to get extra lives, and there's plenty of them in the game to collect, so I never felt like I was ever going to get a game over. It's a pretty easy game overall, and let me tell you, the boss fights are some of the easiest parts in the entire game. They all play pretty much the same, with Baron Dante transforming somebody into a boss, and you waiting for an opening to hit the boss with your tail. They also have a health bar now too, which is a nice feature that the original game didn't have.
The 4 worlds include a grass world, a snow world, a desert, and a dark castle, and they're all pretty cool and fun to play through. There's even some underwater levels you can play through, but to be honest, they kinda suck. Just like most other underwater levels in video games. As for the game's music, it's alright. It gets pretty repetitive after a while, but some songs sound actually decent. This game is kinda short too, with it only lasting between 2 or 3 hours long. Still though, I thought this game was pretty good for the most part. I'd say this remaster does a great job with the controls and outdated graphics, and it's definitely the best version of this game to play. While there are better 3D platformers out there, I still like this game and recommend it to any platformer fans out there. I mean, it's a game about a crocodile walking on 2 legs. What's not to love?
So that was Croc Legend of the Gobbos, and like I said, it's a pretty good game overall. Sure, it's not as good as other platformer games like Crash, Spyro, or even Sonic, but even still, I thought the game was pretty enjoyable overall. I'd be down to see a remaster of the second game, but who knows if that'll happen or not. What was that? Oh gosh, there's actual Crocs in my house now! Get those things out of here!